Scaling a SaaS company requires truckloads of venture capital. True or myth? Let's talk about it. Money alone doesn't guarantee growth. If it did, you just pour cash in and unicorns pop out the other side. But the truth is, with smart strategies, SaaS businesses can scale efficiently even with limited resources. So, how do you do that? Scaling a business is all about strategic growth, not just splurging on the latest tools, chasing shiny objects, or hiring a massive team. It's about smart, efficient use of current resources, whatever those are, large or small. And this is crucial because it's easy to get overwhelmed by the idea that you need more money, more people, more everything. But what if you could achieve your growth goals with less? Thousands and thousands of conversations with the founders, and the two most common roadblocks I hear are one, limited budgets, and two, manpower. It's lack of money, it's lack of people, resource constraints. And it's less a problem of lack of resources, true lack of resources, and more a function of being scrappy, being resourceful and creative. And I get it. Especially being bootstrapped, every dollar feels stretched, and every single person is wearing a dozen hats. And here's how I've tackled that in my companies and scaled without ridiculous resources. The first is to double down on your high value niche. Resist broadening your focus prematurely. And that is so hard to do. You have to thoroughly dominate your core beachhead market first. So get in there, establish that beachhead, own that market, and then expand from there. Perfect your positioning and offering for that very, very specific small niche. And word will start spreading organically, fueling a viral expansion loop. The second is leveraging partners for reach. And this is one of my all time favorites. And anybody that's been around for any amount of time at all knows that I love partnerships. Because the last thing you want to do is build an audience from scratch. Identify strategic partners with complementary audiences. They serve the same market you do, but in a different way. They offer something that you don't or don't plan to, and then work together and co-promote each other. It has to be it's not one-sided, but true partnerships are both. So you're both promoting each other. Shared content amplification. So it's one of the things that we do in our webinar series. We want to promote other people that are doing really cool things in the SaaS space. The podcast does that. We promote people who do really cool things in SaaS that are not competitive, but really expands that amplification. So we share audience. Really, really good thing. And that shared content amplification expands visibility and serious credibility leverage for both. And third, we want to optimize pricing plans for expansion revenue. Last week, we did a webinar with Dan Belkowski specifically about pricing and expanding your market and how do you price for growth. Really, really cool stuff. He was on the podcast a little while back as well. But the key thing here is you want to structure your pricing tiers and packaging to incentivize viral bottom up adoption within accounts so that you get in and you land and expand. Make it easy for champions to spread your product internally after that first purchase. Because you want to continue to grow that, expand your net dollar retention. So you want that to grow and you want to expand in accounts after the initial purchase. But the truth is, pouring more money into untargeted marketing won't guarantee results. It's just, honestly, it's a waste. And I've done a lot of that. But on the opposite side, carefully crafted growth strategies combined with fanatical customer focus will really set you up for success. Because a lot of your competitors, especially the ones that get big rounds of funding, they dump a bunch of money into dumb things. So resist spreading yourself thin that way and commit fully to your niche, whatever that is. Accelerate through partnerships, optimize for expansion revenue, price so that there's a path forward. Do that, you'll scale your impact and profits even when resources can feel a little bit limited. And capital helps. Absolutely, it does. There's a million ways to fund companies, but it's not the constraint. It really, really isn't. Creativity, commitment, and focus, those are the real scaling multipliers, not just dollars or not just people. Execute, execute, execute. Stay lean and leverage those strategies to grow efficiently, even on a bootstrap budget. What tips for scaling up do you have without burning piles of cash?